This video goes over the tenant move out process. You can go up here to AR and go down to tenant move out. We're going to bring up the tenant that moved out, and we're going to set the date to the date that we want it to show on all the reports if they actually were refunded or forfeited security deposit. You have the withhold button, which allows you to withhold an additional amount of money for bills that haven't been brought in yet. However, if you've received bills throughout the time that they've been moved out, you're going to be entering in those bills. When you get to the tenant move out screen, you have at the bottom release deposit. That's what you're holding in deposits. Then you go over to current charges and it shows late fee. If you know what the charges are that you need to charge the tenant, and you've already received the invoices, you can come up to the tenant and click on the yellow folder and go into charge tenant and charge them for everything. Set your date frame back and then put in all the charges that you need to charge this tenant for: cleaning, carpet, whatever. Once you have all the charges into the system, then you can just click on post, save that. It goes back in here, refresh the changes, and you now see that $11.50 is going to be released. $275 is going to be used of the security deposit to pay off the charges, and $8.75 is going to be refunded to the tenant. If you have an extra couple charges that need to be posted that you haven't gotten the invoices for yet, you can hold off a little bit more on the money by putting the money under withhold. And this will show that you're releasing $11.50, paying off $275, refunding $375, and the final open credits is that $500. If you don't have anything, you can just take that out. Once you've verified everything is correct on the charges tab as well as the release deposit, you can click on new if you have another move out, or you can click on post. Now, because this box up here at the top, right refund check, is marked, when you click on post, it's going to come up with the tenant refund check. If you've already written the check, you can go into handwritten and put in the check number that you used. If you haven't written the check, then you can just put check. If you did an electronic check, you can put electronic. Put in the memo you want to have on that check. Over on the bottom right, you have payee name and address. So this is Main Street is the street that they lived in when they rented from you. If they've given you their new address, you can just put that into the system, and then the check will be printed using that address so that you can send it off to the tenant to their current address. Once you click on post, it's going to bring up another screen where you can verify the check number is correct, verify it's going to the correct printer. Once you have the screen up there, if you know you need to adjust the printing up or down, this is where you would do it. So it's something you would have already known. Once you click on post or print, it will print the check and tell you that one check is printed. You're now done with this tenant move out. You want to go in and look at the tenant profile to make sure the tenant profile is correct as far as the status and all the move out information. You also want to go to the tenant history and just verify everything is right and print out your final tenant statement. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-397-1499. Thank you.